look at some of the stories making headlines now on Al Jazeera. Syria's opposition has accused President Bashar al-Assad of systematically starving people to death. The allegations relate to the Damascus suburb of Muadamiyah. It's been under siege for the last 9 months. And now the SNC says government forces have intensified their killing campaign there. Nasini Shamaila is following developments from neighboring Jordan.
Food deliveries are not arriving to Muadamiyah. That's why the statement says that some people are starving to death, and even water there is not drinkable, according to the statement, because of government shelling of water tanks and water wells. Schools are not functioning, neither are hospitals, and this is why the Syrian National Coalition is calling on the international community to provide humanitarian corridors to get food deliveries to this area so that people don't starve to death, and it holds the international community responsible for performing its duties and its humanitarian duties to provide aid not only to other parts of Syria but to this part close to the capital, which the Syrian National Coalition says is under siege.
Italy's Prime Minister Enrico Letta has asked for a vote of confidence in his coalition government. Addressing the Senate, Letta said the government's survival must be separated from the legal troubles of Berlusconi. It was a last-ditch attempt to persuade enough MPs to defy Berlusconi's call to bring down the government. The political uncertainty has hit the country's economy. More than 40% of young Italians are now out of work. Unemployment has been steadily rising in Italy since 2011. But in the rest of Europe, unemployment has dropped marginally for the first time in 2.5 years. In Greece, 3 senior figures of the country's far-right Golden Dawn party have been freed on bail. The government's cracking down on the party after an anti-racist musician was stabbed to death. Meanwhile, the leader, Nikos Michalagiokis, is due to appear in court. He's charged with running a criminal group. US President Barack Obama has cancelled a trip to Malaysia so that he can try to sort out a government shutdown which began on Tuesday. First in 17 years, some public services were closed as politicians failed to agree on a new budget. Employees have been forced to stay at home, and tourists were turned away from seeing America's landmarks. Now you can find the latest on all those stories and more at aljazeera.com.